Hello everybody, my name is xNothinFancy, and it is definitely time to get fancy. So today, I'm bringing you a ground war game, I believe, on WMD, with the stupidest gun I've ever used, almost as bad as the FNFAL. I wanted to put this video up just because my last one was of me using the crappy FNFAL thermal, and this one is of me using a M14 with a flamethrower. My secondary is a crossbow. My perks are the same as the FNFAL class, so it was Lightweight Pro, Sleight of Hand Pro, Marathon Pro. Then I was using a frag, a flash, and a claymore. And I did surprisingly well on this. I actually wanted to do a comparison video between the M14 Thermal and the FNFAL Thermal just to see how I did with both of those. But I didn't get a game on Hanoi with the M14 Thermal, and I forgot I used Thermal. So, anyway, today we're going to be talking about, in my opinion, what it's like to be a senior. This year is my senior year of high school. Next year I'm looking at colleges, and you know what? The feeling you have with this, as like when you're a senior, is it's very difficult. You get a lot of mixed emotions because you feel so relaxed, because you know that your next year is, you're going to college, you're pretty much starting the real world, in my opinion, is what I would call it. Because so far, it's just like an endless cycle of you wake up, you go to school, you come home, you either go to work, is what I do, you do your homework, you play around for a little bit, and then that just continues until you get to the weekend. And in college, it's completely different. And when you're a senior, I would consider it different because I feel like as a senior, you get so many more privileges. Like, you get to drive to school, at my school anyway. We get senior commons, which is you can either you get like a free period, or you can come in early or go out late, or if you're lucky enough to get like a really good schedule, you could do both. I have late arrival and early dismissal, so I was lucky enough to get that. But you get this feeling of relaxation, because normally when I wasn't a senior, I'd be waking up at 6 o'clock to get up and go to school. Well, I'd leave at 7, but I shower every morning and stuff. So, but now I wake up at like 7:30 and I go in for 8:30. I will be leaving at about 1:40 instead of 2:39 or whatever it is. And you just get this feeling of relaxation, but at the same time, you get this weird feeling of stress, because looking for colleges your senior year is just, it's so time-consuming and stressful. You have to fill out so many forms and so many applications, and I just want to say, here, college, here's my money, like, look at my grades, and let that be it. I don't want to write a 3-page essay. I don't want to go through your stupid application so you can find out what friggin' ethnicity I am, and my height, and my eye color, and all that other crap. I don't need any of that, and that's just unneeded stress that I feel I have as a senior. I also feel, though, when you're a senior, there's also, you get this feeling where you feel like you have so much to do, but there's really not much to do, if that makes sense, because I feel like in a lot of my classes, it seems like they give me so much homework, but I get it done so quickly and so easily that I've just come in this routine where I just get most of my work done so quickly that I feel almost overwhelmed by how quickly I've gotten it done, if that makes any sense. But as a senior, it's just, you're the top dog. I mean, it's like when you're the king of elementary school, when you're the king of middle school, you get to call the freshmen, because that's what they are. You got to put them in their place and show them, you know, what they're supposed to be doing, and not to act like jackasses. But, you know, they do it anyway. It's the endless cycle of high school. And as a senior, you also take on this responsibility to not only mentor other freshmen and people under you, but you also take on this responsibility of setting an example, if that's the right word, because you're the top dog, and everyone looks up to you, and even the juniors, they know next year they're going to be seniors, and they know that they're looking forward to all these privileges that we get. But at the same time, they see all these privileges. However, they don't see all the stress that comes behind these privileges of, you know, going to college and trying to get good grades your final year, so that when colleges look at that, they see, oh wow, this kid didn't slack off, he didn't take 2 classes and go home, he got straight A's, he got A's and B's or whatever, he didn't fail out of any classes. So in that sense, it's they don't realize the amount of work that actually goes in. Not even when you're in school, it may seem like, oh yeah, the seniors, they get to come in late and they get to leave early, but that's because we have so much extra stress that they don't have. I mean, of course, as freshmen, you're getting into that sort of rhythm where you have to do your homework and you gotta learn how to balance school with friends and sports and all that crap. And then your sophomore year, it's just a year between between freshman and junior year. It's really nothing big goes on, nothing, you're not getting used to anything, it's just bleh, it's just there. But junior year is the year that colleges look at. And that is one of the most important years besides your senior year, because they want to make sure your senior year you're not being lazy and slacking off. But your junior year is so critical, and that's why I think that being a senior it is what it is, because when you get all these senior privileges, it's because you put in that work junior year. It's because you're going to have to go through all these the Common App. You have to write your college essay. You might have to write multiple essays, because if you apply to one or more colleges, is what I'm saying, then you have to look at each college. Most of the time has their own specific essay, or sometimes, if you're lucky enough, they'll tell you write about whatever you want. So I was lucky enough to apply to a couple colleges that I really liked, and well, no, I still have to apply, but I wrote an essay for a couple colleges that I really liked, where you could write about whatever you want, and I thought that was so much better than writing like an essay like, why do you want to go to this school? What do you want to do here? Well, I'm a senior in high school. I'm not planning out the rest of my life here. I don't know what I want to do with my life. That's why I'm going to college. That's that 4 years where I can get my degree, I can figure out what I want to do, and being a senior is just one of those years where you can just you can sort out what you want to do with your life, really, in my opinion. That's what I've begun to do. It's like you look at all these colleges and you look at all these jobs, and it's such a big decision to sort of map out the rest of your life in 1 year, and I feel like that's what I have to do, and I'm under an amount of stress that I don't know. I'm guessing every other senior feels this way, and I'm so glad that we have these privileges where our teachers are more lenient. They know what's going on already. They don't give us as much homework if we're in honors, only if we're not in honors classes. But they just realize the amount of stress that we're under, and what it's like to be a senior is so much different than most people's perspectives of it, because everyone just thinks a senior is lazy, and that's true, because at the end of the year, everyone in our school calls it senioritis. It is what it is. I'm probably just gonna, once I get my A's and B's and all the in the first 3 marking periods or whatever, and I do get accepted to a college, and I figure out what I'm gonna do and where I'm gonna go and what I'm gonna do with the rest of my life, then those last 2 months or 3 months or however many months it is, I'm just not even going to care. I'm just going to look forward to getting into college and just get on with the rest of my life, because that senior year really is. It's the bridge between your childhood and entering the real world. Because when you're a senior, you still have this sense of like, I don't know, where your parents still look after you, you're still living with your parents. You're still hanging out with the friends that you've been hanging out with since preschool, since kindergarten, since when you came straight out the womb. But next year, it's all going to change, because we all go our separate ways. We all do our own thing, and we all get on with our lives. And I think that's really what senior year is about. It's making those decisions, applying to those colleges that allow you to do what you want to do with the rest of your life. And it really is just not what people perceive it as. And I'm so happy that I go to the school that I go to, that I have the friends around me that I do, and I'm just glad that I'm finally a senior, and next year I'll be going to college. So I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. I certainly did. I had fun with it, and see you guys later.